on the Missouri State Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to Inside the Den with Coach Beard. Brought to you by Highland Dairy. Snack, fuel, go with Highland Dairy. Locally made, naturally delicious. Murney Associates, official realtor of the MSU Bears. Midwest Ford Dealers. Midwest Ford Dealers are driven by value. Official partner of the Missouri State Bears. Find your local Midwest Ford dealer at Ford.com. And by Big Shots Golf. Play on. Let's go! Now, here's your host, the new voice of the Bears, Corey Riggs.
Welcome, everybody. It's Monday night again, and that means it's time for Inside the Den with head coach Ryan Beard here on the Missouri State Radio Network. The Bears continue to roll with a home win this past Saturday to help everybody celebrate homecoming. We're happy to have everybody out here at Big Shots Golf celebrating here with us tonight. Coach Ryan Beard in the house with us. And, Coach, as we get ready for our Mercy Weekly Recap, I don't know that you could have scripted a more exciting game for all the 13, almost 14,000 folks that came back down National and Grand Avenue back to Missouri State for this weekend. It was a roller coaster ride, man.
Roller coaster is one of the best ways you could possibly say it. Started hot, found the groove, went into halftime feeling great. Something that the lights turned off in the third quarter for some reason. We were able to gain momentum back and have a huge fourth quarter and go win the football game. But, yeah, it did not lack excitement at any point in the football game. Some of it was positive, some of it was negative, but there was still excitement to be had. So I know the fans had a great time. It was a really fun environment. The fans were loud. You could feel the energy. It was a perfect place to be on a beautiful Saturday.
Talk about the start for the offense in this one. You come out, Shamari Lawrence was good all game. He was very good early, gets you on the scoreboard first with a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Yusef Obeid is 5 for 5 inside of 30 yards. He knocks one through, and just like that, you're up 10-0 in the first quarter. Nothing changes in the second quarter. You come out, you get the ball again. Jacob Clark throws another touchdown pass, this time to his tight end, Jaron Askren, and it just seemed like everything was clicking for the offense early.
Yeah, we were efficient. We were spreading the ball around, showing a bunch of different targets love. I think a reason why we were so efficient in the first, second quarter and lacked a little bit in the third is our efficiency in the run game. I think we may have went away from it a little bit for some reason, and then we finally got back to it in the fourth. But, again, that first half, you could have it really any way you wanted it, and the defense was getting great stops, getting good pressure on the quarterback. So, again, the first half was really, really dynamic on all sides of the ball.
Kanye Young leads you again in tackles with 8. DJ Wesolak, who we're going to get to talk to a little bit later, has a monster game with 7 tackles, 2.5 sacks. There was a lot of conversation about what this minor offense would present as far as what their identity is, and they were kind of a little all over the place. They showed a lot of different looks, but one of the things they didn't do is change quarterbacks. And I spoke to their radio guys beforehand. Their SID even came up and talked to me and said, "Hey, we may throw a couple of different guys out there," but they stayed with Locklear the whole time.
Yeah, we watched, and I told you I'm a little bit of a nerd about this. I watched all of Scotty's press conferences all the way up to our game. He's his guy. And when you're the head coach's guy, most of the time you don't get subbed out when they think they might want to sprinkle something in for some juice. So we felt good about our plan going in. And, yeah, it felt a little bit like a dartboard that they were just kind of throwing tacks at to see what would stick. As a football fundamentalist, that can be a little frustrating at times just because all the junked-up formations and things of that nature. But we handled it really well. I mean, anytime a defense holds an FBS team under 240 total yards of offense, that means that the defense is having a pretty dynamic day.
Your offense would end up getting in the end zone again late in the first half. Askren would catch his second touchdown pass of the game. We'll talk to Jaron about his game a little bit later in the show. He'll be one of our great Southern Bank Under the Helmet features. But you've got this locked down 24-7 going into halftime and come out, and you've talked about the maybe going away from the run in the third quarter, but as well as everything had gone for the Bears in the first 2 quarters, everything went right for UTEP.
Yeah, I'll just take that on me as a head coach. I obviously said something that didn't get them quite ready at halftime, but our adjustments worked. Look at the fourth. You know what I mean? It's just It's one of those things as a head coach. You sit back and you try to kind of see where we were at, where it kind of trickled a little bit. But the interesting thing is when you came out of half, you felt pretty good energy. And it's all about, we talk about the first drive coming out of half. Mm-hmm. Get points, get a field goal, get something positive. When you get stoned like we did, sometimes things begin to fall apart. And I'm a huge special teams guy. You can't ever have the special teams blunders that we had. It's impossible to win championship-style football games when you're getting punts blocked and you're giving up huge returns. That has to be cleaned up immediately.
Meanwhile, you see the special teams problems there in the third quarter. The defense struggled to get off the field in the third quarter, but then almost like you're scripting it, clock runs out. They score 17 unanswered points, but you start in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden the defense does what they need to do. Jacob Clark steps up and starts running the offense down the field. You score twice in the fourth quarter to pull away by the final of 31-24, and it ends up being a multi-score game. First time we've been over 30 points offensively this season. You continue your string after week one of holding opposing offenses under 30 points. But it definitely took a completely different effort in that fourth quarter. I thought it was funny. I think Trenton Berry asked you at the end of the game. He said it felt like you had to beat them twice because you beat them in the first half, but they won the third quarter. You had to turn around and beat them again in the fourth quarter.
It did, and as frustrating as it is when you go back and watch it, our team never flinched. The best thing about our team is we know who we are. We know our foundation. We know that we can play with anybody when we play Missouri State Bears football. And that third quarter wasn't it. You did all the things that you teach not to do. So we settled them back in. We all got together, got our fists up, met it in the fourth quarter, and went and took the game from them again.
Big game from, obviously, Shamari Lawrence, his second 100-yard rushing game of the season. He goes for 109 and a touchdown. Jamari Robinson was targeted 8 times, had 7 catches and 88 yards for you in this one. A couple of really big plays when you were kind of in some tough third and longs.
100%. Shamari, again, he's a tough physical runner that has breakaway speed. J-Rob continues to get better. I know me and you have talked about this at length. It seems like every single week since his suspension, he is better and better and better. Sometimes when you lose something you love, it emphasizes how much you want to be a part of it and go do a great job. And then the other one of the trio is sitting right here, Jaron. I mean, how impressive was he? A young cat coming in, making some huge catches, getting himself open. The thing I like about Jaron's game is he's dynamic, where he can put his hand down and be a point of contact defender, point of line, inline blocker, and then also spread out. Get advantages on the perimeter. So, again, he's a dynamic kid, and he's going to get better and better.
And then, of course, your captain on offense, Jacob Clark, just another day at the office, 30 completions. He only missed 9, 30 of 39, 330 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he is nightmare fuel for opposing defenses. I mean, I don't even, you sit there and you watch his tape and you go, what are we going to do? Because you're sitting there going, yeah, we'll take away this side of the field, and he works the other 5 receivers or running backs on the other side, or our run game is going. I made a joke with you that today at media, you could just name the Offensive Player of the Week award, the Jacob Clark Award.
Yeah.
I think you could give it to him every single week, and these guys feed off that, and I think it's important to have him, be the best trigger man he can be.
Not to mention the fact that when you had to finish this one off, when you needed a first down late in the game, it was Jacob with his feet finding just enough room to get out there and get one more. And, hey, by the way, he slid.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the baseball slide. It's appreciated. I don't get quite as worked up as when he doesn't dive headlong toward a defender.
I agree, and it's, the Lord works in mysterious ways, because I was yelling at him to get down, and he got his first turf burn of the year. It was like oozing this morning, and he was like, Beard, I'm never sliding again. I was like, don't ever say that to me again, ever. You are sliding.
Well, there's definitely a lot of different ways we could go tonight for your Bud Light play of the game. Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. But I go back to the second half. Missouri State had seen their lead completely evaporate. All of a sudden, it's tied 24-all until Jacob Clark would find Tristan Gardner. Here's third down now. The Bears 12 yards away from the end zone. They bring the rush on the screen. Tristan Gardner, call him TD. That's another Grove State touchdown. We talked to him on the show last week. I said I was going to call him TD, and I'm a man of my word. He goes in from 12 yards out. That puts Missouri State up to be back in front 31-24. They'd go on to get one more score from there and win by the final of 38-24. But again, that young man, no moment seems too big for him this year.
No, he is as composed as you can be for a young player. He's a competitor, man. He wants the ball. When you look at good players and you see kind of their DNA of who they are, when things get tough and we need a play, you see his eyes light up, and he will go up to Jacob and go, I will get open. Feed me the rock. And you have a bunch of guys, you're going to win a bunch of games like that.
Well, we're going to talk about your extracurricular activities, your athletic prowess after the game here a little bit later. But right now we want to remind everybody that tomorrow is Touchdown Tuesday at the Missouri State Bookstore. Every Bears fan gets 6% off their Bearwear and souvenirs for every Bears touchdown scored, up to 30% off. You can shop at the bookstore on campus or online at MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your Bearwear needs. That's segment one here for Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard. We'll talk to the players after this on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Windstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. It's Chevy Red Tag. Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 9.9%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 12/1/25. See CostcoAuto.com/save for current vehicle listings, restrictions, eligibility dates, terms, and conditions. Costco and its affiliates do not sell automobiles or negotiate individual transactions.
Hey, college football fans. I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 live teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a live teller near you at cadencebank.com/live teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Touchdown Tuesday is back at the Missouri State Bookstore. After today's big game, keep the celebration going this Tuesday. Shop in-store or online at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your Bearwear and tailgate needs. Because when the Bears score, you score. For every touchdown the Bears put on the board, you get 6% off your purchase, up to 30% off. So stock up, show out, and rep the Bears all season long. The Missouri State Bookstore, proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
Welcome back to Inside the Den here at Big Shots Golf on Springfield's North Side. Our show tonight is brought to you in part by our friends at Kohl's. Kohl's has the gifts on their wish list and yours all in one place. From beauty favorites and cozy outfits to hosting must-haves and top toys, you can find great prices on presents for everyone on your list at Kohl's and at Kohls.com. Time now for our first Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature of the night. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC, as we finally get to sit down with one of the anchors on the Bears defensive line this year. He's a 6'4 junior from Boonville, Missouri. DJ Wesolak joins us on the show. DJ, man, thanks for coming out and being a part of this tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Let's start with what it was like growing up in Boonville, man. Four-time Adidas and Under Armour All-American, Missouri All-State, All-District, All-Tri-County Conference, four-star recruit out of high school, man. What was high school football like up there in mid-Missouri?
It was a competitive area. You know, it gets underlooked a lot just because it's Missouri as a state. We get underlooked, but it was a lot of competition, a lot of great athletes that I've played in Missouri. Had a great coaching staff that prepared me for college, and you know, it was just a few things that Missouri or Boonville really helped me. Is I came from a small town, so I was able to. It was hard to adapt, but I was loved coming from a small town to Columbia originally. So things kind of just changed real fast for me, but I always had the support that's local, and I still got the support, so I'm back home in Missouri again.
No, but we're happy you are. You had a laundry list of suitors, if you will, that were interested in getting you to come and play college football for them. You had offers from Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Clemson, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, LSU, Notre Dame, Oregon, Oklahoma. The list goes on and on. What was that process like for you? I mean, you were just talking about you grew up a small-town kid. What was that like, getting to go to those different places, the unofficial visits, the official visits? How did you feel during that process?
I mean, it was a dream came true. Honestly, I wouldn't be telling the truth if I said it wasn't stressful. It was during COVID at that time, so it was a lot happening. A lot of visits were through Zoom. My senior year, I finally got to go see these places, and it was a great experience. You know, it was in the past, but it's something you will never forget, and you'll be able to, you know, carry on moving forward. And it kind of gives a chip on my shoulder every day just because, you know, I had those offers and I had those opportunities. And to be here, it kind of, you know, humbles you down back to who you are again. So it's great to be back on the field and finding my confidence again.
Well, you end up out of high school at that school up north from here. You're there in 2023. You didn't play. What was the experience like there, and how did you get out of Columbia and make your way pretty far away from home for a small town kid all the way out to Corvallis and Oregon State?
It was a great experience. You know, it just wasn't the opportunity wasn't there yet. I had a couple players that were quite older and really good that helped mentor me and help make me the player I am today that I still reach out to and talk to, and coaches also. But it was a great experience. I never regretted any day there. I just wanted to get away. After my 2 years, I wanted to find an opportunity, and then I landed at Oregon State, obviously. Got banged up there, kind of missed a lot of time there, and then eventually ended up here. That's where the confidence came back from being hurt. And Coach Beard gave me he put confidence in me, so it was easy to come to spring ball, come to fall camp, and, you know, compete every day and get better and better every day.
So who was the one that kind of reached out to you first about getting out of Oregon State and coming at least back to Missouri and Missouri State?
That would be Coach Scott. He reached out to me, and then a friend of his that used to coach at Mizzou reached out to me as well, and they connected together. And he basically just instilled confidence that Coach Scott was the right guy, Coach Beer was the right guy. They were going to do whatever I wanted to do on the field. They were going to be able to put me in the right places, build my confidence, you know, be able to show my talents on the field. And so Coach Scott was a big contributor to that.
Our show tonight brought to you by Pinnacle Sign Group. Pinnacle Sign Group is a proud supporter of your Missouri State Bears. So you find your way to Springfield. The season gets started. Obviously, it was a crazy start going out to the LA Memorial Coliseum, being out, taking on USC. And then you guys got your feet under you, and you've now rattled off 5 wins in a row. What has this winning streak been like for the players, and is it something that you all talk about very much, or is it still the standard we want to go 1-0 every week? I understand that part of it, but it's got to feel good to be on a roll like you guys have been.
100%. It's hard to get wins in college. I came from a past school where we didn't win at all or win a lot last year. So, every win you want to be blessed with it, and it's a 1-0 mentality every week. You can't look too far into the past or look too far into the future. You got to focus on the next day. And so that's what our focus in the locker room every week. Prepare for the next game and don't look too far ahead and don't look at the games you won behind.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this most recent game. Homecoming victory, big crowd here at Plaster Stadium, and you have one of your biggest games of the year. Skylar Locklear is not an easy quarterback to get to when you know he's going to want to run a lot, and yet you come out and have a career high. You have 7 tackles in the game. 5 of those were solo and 2.5 sacks for you. What was clicking for you on Saturday?
It was just, I knew they were going to throw the ball a little bit. I watched a little film. I knew I was going to have opportunities. I missed one early in the game. He stepped up, and I realized he is kind of hard to get down. He is very elusive, and obviously that showed on film. He's a leading rusher for that team right now, and he didn't start in the beginning of the season, so it's kind of contribute to him and that he is a really good quarterback and he has really good legs. So I had to just be confident with my pass rush. I had to get in the backfield. I had to work on my moves throughout the game, and they ended up showing up really well. And then my teammates obviously set me up perfectly for the opportunities and caging him in and keeping him in the pocket.
I was going to say, there's a lot to be said about what goes on the interior of that line that gives you the opportunity, that sort of free run to get to the quarterback. What are those guys in the middle, the Sterling Smithsons, Ryan Williams, what do those guys like to work with and go to battle with up there?
They're great teammates. They're great players. They're a little banged up throughout the year, obviously, but they're playing really good. They're playing the run really good. They're working their double teams. They're pushing the pocket. Working with them every day is, it's amazing. Sterling's a really good guy. Ryan's a really good guy. Ryan came from Colorado, so he has a lot of experience, has a lot of, I have a lot of trust in him. I'm usually with him on most plays on the side of him, so it's easy to communicate with them and obviously just communicate throughout the whole D-line and, know what the play is, know what we're going to do, and try to execute.
I'm always interested. I know at practice when I come out, I always love it when the ones go against the ones. Who do you have to face off against a lot of times when you guys do that on the offensive line? Or are you going up against Big E? Or are you going up against Boubet? Who do you normally have to line up across from?
Usually it's Big E. I haven't really got a lot of opportunities against Boubet. He's a really good guy. But usually Big E, he has a really good lane, so it's a fun matchup with him. He gives me the best look every week when I get the opportunity to go against him. He's a really long, athletic dude, and not a lot of guys in our conference is as long as him and athletic. So he gives me the best look for the game, and he really helps me with my run game and my pass game.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best of luck this week getting back out on the road, going to Kennesaw. But, a great game this past week. Congratulations, and best of luck the rest of the way, all right?
Appreciate you. Thank you.
As Missouri State defensive end DJ Wesolak joining us here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk offense with tight end Jaron Askren. This is Inside the Den on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Wait months to see a doctor? No one's a fan of that. At Mercy, we can't wait to see you. Our doctors have timely appointments available in your area. Just go to mercy.net/score. View all the doctors with upcoming office and video visits available. Then choose the visit type, date, and time that work for you. Visit mercy.net/score. Mercy. Browse, book, be seen.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Welcome back to Inside the Den tonight. Tonight's show brought to you by Wilson Logistics, the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. And in the case of the Missouri State football team, Wilson Logistics moves the Bears and their gear each and every week on the road. We thank them for that. As Missouri State later this week will get on the road to Kennesaw State, head toward the greater Atlanta area. Time now for our second round of Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet features. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC, as we talk to the young man who had not one but two touchdown catches on homecoming Saturday. He is the Bears redshirt freshman tight end. Jaron Askren joins us now on the show. Jaron, how we feeling after homecoming?
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Game like that, it's hard not to just enjoy that.
Well, it's hard not to enjoy a two-touchdown game. I would say Jacob found you not once but twice. What do you remember about the two scoring plays?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking after the game. Jacob makes my job super easy. I'm super lucky to just have a quarterback like him, and who's not only a great player but a great leader too. And so, and then also just the coaching staff. Coach Nick, everyone sees it. He dials up plays and just leaves it to us to go do our thing.
Yeah, the two touchdown catches, one from 9 yards out in the second quarter with about 6.5 minutes to go, and then you managed to get back in there one more time with 43 seconds remaining, a 2-yard touchdown pass from Jacob Clark to you, and then you had a big about 26-yard catch in the second half down the middle. That one, that was one of your longer catches of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. Right before that drive, we had ran that same play, and the defense had covered it, and Coach Nick told me, he was like, we're going to call that again. You're going to be wide open. And sure enough, I was wide open.
I like it. I like it when a man calls a shot like that. Says, it didn't work that time, but I know it's going to work the next time. That's fantastic. I say it's not the only big moments you've had this year, though. Go back. There's not going to be very many bigger wins when you look back on this season and the history that Coach Beard, this coaching staff, and you players are making than when the Bears won on the road at Marshall. You had the game winner in that game. You were the Conference USA Freshman of the Week that week. A nice honor for you. What do you feel like the growth process has been for you this year? Because I would think going back to the beginning of the year, back to even camp, Gary Clinton was kind of in a spot to where he was probably going to be the starting tight end. He was the veteran guy. And then, part of football is injuries. Unfortunately, Gary goes down. Somebody has to step up. And you've pretty much been starting since about week 2, right?
Yeah. And I think even just dating back before this year, Lance Mason and Gary Clinton, I was very fortunate to be able to see how they do things, and they really took me under their wing, showing just the in and outs of the tight end process. And when I first got here, I didn't know a whole lot, and so I've been super blessed. And also this year, Hayden Hagler too. I've been super blessed to be around some very experienced older guys, and so yeah, it's been, I think, a perfect setup.
Well, and I know I've seen him at practice. I was going to ask you, Gary was working with you before. Has he continued to work with you since the injury? He's kind of turned into a player coach a little bit for you guys?
Yeah, no, I joke around with Gary all the time that he needs to come back and be a GA, but he doesn't.
He's not down for that?
No, he's not, unfortunately.
All right.
But no, he's just as good of a coach and mentor than he is just a player too.
Visiting with tight end Jaron Askren here on the Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters, member FDIC. So we were talking to DJ a few minutes ago, and I didn't even bother to list all the schools that had offered him in his time. Your recruitment was a little different. What was it like coming out of Mays South High School? You played football, you played basketball, but maybe under-recruited, let's say?
Yeah, and I think that goes for a lot of Kansas kids too, especially around that area. But I was very fortunate to have some great coaches and some great people that helped me get to where I am. Coach Beard took a shot on me, and I'm super blessed and super thankful he did.
Well, I would say I think he'd tell you he's pretty confident in his call on coming out and looking at you and bringing you in here. I think it's definitely paid off so far. How does Jaron last season as a redshirt or as a first-year guy compare to this year? You got into 4 games last year, redshirted. What's the biggest change between you a year ago and now?
Yeah, I think it comes with strength, and then also the understanding of the playbook and just defensive concepts. Coach Satterfield, the tight ends coach, he does a great job of breaking down defensive coverages, and so it makes us as tight ends just that much better. Being able to, when you get down in your stance, those couple seconds before the play, you get to analyze the defense, and when you're going out for a route and maybe blocking, things like that, you can kind of be in better position. So Coach Sat's great, and just like I said before, the guys before me have done a really good job just helping me out.
You're also not the first. The first word you said was strength, and a lot of guys have come on this year and talked about the strength and conditioning crew and the difference they've made in them this year. And you think that's a big part of your change this year too?
Yeah, a huge part. Additionally, putting on weight too, but no, Coach Mo and the whole staff, they do such a great job just preparing us each and every week. They're super good at making sure if you're nicked up, banged up, that they're putting you in the right position, doing the right workouts so that you're good as new for the next week.
Talking to Jaron Askren here on Inside the Den tonight, brought to you by the Doubletree by Hilton Springfield, located at Glenstone and Kearney, where a warm cookie always awaits your arrival. So 2 games left. Kennesaw this week, home finale against La Tech. How have you gotten to this point in the season? You mentioned the coaches, the strength coaches maybe help you out a little bit if you're dinged up. I know at this time of year everybody's beat up, but how do you feel physically considering the amount of reps you're getting Saturday game after game?
Yeah, I feel good.
Good.
I'm very blessed to feel good because a lot of guys don't feel good at this point in time.
They don't.
But, if I had to say one thing, my neck is a little sore. Just from the contact there, but besides that, I'm very lucky to feel the way I do.
No, that's very good. Meanwhile, you get ready now for Kennesaw this week. This is a team that had gone undefeated up until last week in Conference USA play. They suffered their first loss, so it's a 1-loss team against a 1-loss team when you guys get ready to head down to their place this weekend. Excited for the matchup with Kennesaw?
Yeah. I am, and they're a really good team, very well coached, and they have great players, but so do we. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a great game on Saturday.
Well, I feel like every game for the past 5 games has been a great game, and it's all come out with the right result, and that's with you and the Bears coming out on top with the win, man. Thanks for coming on and doing the show. Jaron Askren on the show with us here tonight. We'll take another break. You're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Glenstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. It's Chevy Red Tag. Now, while qualified buyers can get 0% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 9.9%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 12/1/25. See CostcoAuto.com/save for current vehicle listings, restrictions, eligibility dates, terms, and conditions. Costco and its affiliates do not sell automobiles or negotiate individual transactions.
Football's back. Coach Beard and the Bears are ready to charge into Conference USA. Jeff Gervilius from your Missouri State Bookstore, your go-to spot for all things bear wear and tailgating. We've got the latest gear for game day, including official athletic apparel from Adidas. Whether you're shopping for Bear Cubs or proud alumni, we've got something for the whole family. Stop by the bookstore, check out one of our 5 stadium locations on game day, or shop anytime at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com. Your Missouri State Bookstore, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Where We're back on Inside the Den here on the Missouri State Radio Network. Your Bears on the road this Saturday to take on Kennesaw State. Do not forget, Missouri State's home finale is scheduled for Saturday, November 29th to take on the La Tech Bulldogs. Game at 1 o'clock at Plaster. Get your tickets online at MissouriStateBears.com/tickets. Head coach Ryan Beard rejoins us, and enjoyed talking to DJ and Jaron. Coach, both young men really having big impacts in that win on Saturday. Jaron on the offensive side, a 2-touchdown day, and not a lot of 2.5 sack days for anybody, but that's exactly what DJ went out, and I think he even mentioned probably could have been 3.5.
Man, they're great. This is the beauty of where college football is kind of at right now. You have a bunch of guys at different stages in their lives that are coming together and doing great things together as one. And, you know, like you said, Jaron has been a tremendous target for us on offense. He's a kind of a security blanket for Jacob at this point. And then DJ, you know, we've challenged him week in and week out. He's had what I like to call quiet production from a defensive lineman in the last few weeks. And then he finally shined this week when we needed it most. And I'm going to work on getting him 3 official sacks. I think the 2.5 kind of rubbed him the wrong way. The linebacker might have got in there and stole a half a sack. So I promised him I'd work on that.
I say we have to go back through the video and see what it shows.
That's right.
All right, I understand it. Let's run down the Parkcrest Dental scoreboard from this last Saturday. For over 50 years, Parkcrest Dental putting smiles on your family, your friends, and your neighbors here in Springfield. Of course, the Bears victorious 38-24 over UTEP. Western Kentucky back in the win column. They defeated Middle Tennessee in a high-scoring game, 42-26.
Yeah.
New Mexico State had a late-season non-conference game against nationally ranked Tennessee. The Vols rolled over the Aggies 42-9. And then your two most recent opponents, Coach, got together, FIU and Liberty. And I got to admit, I was a little surprised. FIU comes out on top over the Flames 34-27.
How about that? FIU actually has really good personnel.
Yes.
They really do. It's just you don't really know which team you're going to play. And I know that drives Willie Simmons crazy because you just really don't know. You could see the team that came out like them or WKU, or you could see the team that came out versus us. And, you know, we were able to get after them pretty easily.
So I thought maybe that the craziness for the Conference USA wins and losses and the games and the schedules was exclusive to weekday CUSA. Back when we were playing on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, I was wrong. I did not think there was a world in which Sam Houston would get over on Delaware, but the Bearcats beat Delaware 26-23, and Delaware had been on quite a run. I kind of think the two new kids on the block, us and the Blue Hens, have been getting a lot of attention this year.
Yeah, that was a shocking one to me. I didn't see that coming, but, you know, when we were able to watch them a little bit versus Liberty when they gave up 56 points, I mean, I know they got a few issues on defense right now. I'm sure they'll try to shore that up, but that was a surprise to me.
One other non-conference late-season game, which I'm not a fan of these. I don't know how you feel about playing like Tennessee or Washington State this late in the year. Not a fan?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I don't want any of that either.
But the reason I say that, I have to back it up with be objective, is I'm hoping that we're in the conference championship race.
That's right.
And you don't really want to go to Rocky Top and watch those $1 million players just tee off on your guys when you're praying that you're going to compete for a championship the next week. It just doesn't make sense.
Understood. La Tech went out to Pullman and fell. They could only muster a field goal, 28-3. They lost to Washington State. And then, of course, the game everybody was watching, or at least I know I was watching, Jack State, Kennesaw, the two undefeateds in the league. Now there's only one, and it's the Gamecocks. They beat the Owls 35-26.
Yeah, they went at it. A lot of offense.
A ton of offense.
And both teams are known for really good defense, you know, so I don't know exactly what we're going to get, but we got to be ready for everything.
That's your Parkcrest Dental scoreboard now. Your Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and some crowd questions tonight. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are proud sponsors of your Missouri State Bears. Stop at your local Chevy dealer today. So a couple of different lanes will be in tonight. We'll start with the football-related questions and start with, how has recruiting changed from previous years to now? The difference between being a Valley school in the FCS and recruiting guys and being a CUSA school and in the FBS and recruiting guys, are you able to go after more stars, 4 stars than you were previously? Or how has that process changed, or has it really?
Well, I think that it's a bigger net. I think it's a bigger pool of players that we have availability to because of our national TV presence and the ability to go to a bowl game and those types of things are what everyone wants to do. Everyone wants to play on the big stage, the FBS level. Now, we still have major hardships. We had to act like our bathroom was blocked off because it's so tragic. We couldn't take anybody in there, and we don't show them our locker room. And we still had kids commit this weekend to a place that they believe in the coaches, they believe in the players. But yes, we have availability to elite talent. And just imagine if once we get these, just somewhat of a foundation of a facility, then you can actually bring them into the football-specific spaces, and that opens you up to a whole different echelon of player that people will be mind-blown that we can attract here at Missouri State.
Well, I know you guys were busy, and it's not like you're not busy. You've already got a game, but I think I walked into Mac's office and saw about 35 different snack bags and everything. 13 different young men were here considering playing for you, playing for Missouri State.
And they are some good-looking cats. I mean, they are from football-rich places, and they know how to win. They know how to compete, and they're good men. I mean, all of them had good families around them that fit us well, and we were able to get some good commitments and then some guys that we're going to have to work a little harder for because, again, you're competing with the high-level G5 teams, so sometimes you don't get a yes immediately. You got to be persistent. You got to recruit. You got to build the relationship, and eventually that will win it over.
All right, let's talk about your relationship with the students here at Missouri State, not just the student athletes and Bear Apocalypse. So the game is over. You have coached your tail off for X number of hours, and the next thing I know, you have gone full-on Spider-Man. You climb up the wall, run up the wall, and the Bear Apocalypse kids pull you up. So one of the crowd questions was, did you do high jump or any sort of track and field events in high school?
No, just God-given ability, that's all. I was a football, baseball player. But I heard them yelling, and I looked at the boys' faces, and they were cheering, and I was like, I have to find a way up there, period. I think Max might have had a heart attack when I was flying up that wall, but it worked out. They were awesome. They took care of me up there. Then I was able to jump back down and go celebrate with the team. So, again, Corey, for me, they need to be as involved and invested as our own team. Because the more people that genuinely care about this place and this program that we all love, the more and the better experience everyone will have.
Yeah, but I say not everybody. I've definitely seen a few head coaches roll through this year that wall's got to be 10 feet.
Yeah, it's probably 15.
Okay, all right, easy now. I say, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. That's all right.
It's like a fish.
I was giving you 10, man.
It's like a fishing story. Every time you tell it, it gets bigger and bigger and better.
Well, it ended the right way. It ended with a Missouri State win and with our head coach not getting injured and ending up in a knee brace going off the field. So that's all that matters. So thanks to everybody for their crowd questions tonight, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. We're going to take one final break, come back, and talk about these Kennesaw State Owls and how the Bears are going to attack them after these messages. You're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the number one selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
At Parkcrest Dental Group, we've been proudly serving the community for over 50 years by creating healthy, confident smiles that last a lifetime. From general dentistry to pediatric care, orthodontics, and more, we make it easy for the whole family to get the care they need, all in one convenient location. Whether it's your child's first visit or you're ready to restore your own smile with dental implants, we're here to help you maintain confident smiles. Trust the team that's been keeping Springfield smiling for generations. And go Bears!
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Touchdown Tuesday is back at the Missouri State Bookstore. After today's big game, keep the celebration going this Tuesday. Shop in-store or online at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your bearwear and tailgate needs. Because when the Bears score, you score. For every touchdown the Bears put on the board, you get 6% off your purchase, up to 30% off. So stock up, show out, and rep the Bears all season long. The Missouri State Bookstore, proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
Welcome back one final time to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard here every week on location at Big Shots Golf. Big Shots Golf is proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. You can join the E-Club to receive special promos at BigShotsGolf.com. Select the Springfield location, play on. So we were talking before the break, obviously getting into the final 2 weeks of the regular season now, Coach, and turning your attention to UTEP. And I know you guys have already been in the office on Sunday and today trying to get stuff ready to go for this matchup. I heard you at the media availability earlier today talking about how much respect you have for their new head coach, Jerry Mack, just the second coach of the program's history, but he's been a head coach for 5 years. He was a 2016 HBCU Football Coach of the Year. You like the way he runs things out there?
I do. I think they're built a lot like us. I think they want to play a tough, fast, physical brand of football. And when you watch them, they do that. I mean, I think this is going to be an absolute slugfest. We got to be ready to go, clicking on all the cylinders, come out ready to start fast. Because, again, they're going to be hungry. They're coming off a tough loss. They know they're still in contention. So we got to match that energy and make them elevate to our energy level.
Meanwhile, this seemed to come up a lot today, and I'm not sure. I honestly haven't dug in far enough yet to know where we stack up versus how they stack up. But the one word just keeps coming up, big. Yeah. I keep hearing they're big. Their quarterback's big. Their line's big. It's like everybody is big in those Owls.
No, you're right. They are. And you know, a lot of times when you hear they're big, you think immediately of up front. But no, their skill players are big. Their quarterbacks, like you said, are big-bodied men. So, again, we got to bring in our hard hats and get to work.
But say that's hard work is not something that this team has shied away from this year. I say it's definitely been one of the things I know that you've commented on to me, not necessarily just on the air, but in passing when you and I visit about the work ethic that these young men come in with every day to the film room, every day to the weight room, every day out to the football field at Plaster Stadium.
It is, and I know Jaron and even DJ said they feel great. They don't. All right, this is week 10, week/16 with camp in there. I mean, these guys have played a lot of football, but they've got a really great mindset. Love being around them, and we just got to help do what's right and get them to the game.
Going into the matchup last week with UTEP, one of the things that jumped off the page in preparing for the Miners was the fact that they have the second best third down defense in the nation. As a matter of fact, the team that you will open up with next year, Texas A&M, is the only team that had a better third down defense. Now, admittedly, they got a pretty good scare put into them by South Carolina this weekend. But that was an area in which your team had struggles at times for the better part of the last month, was staying ahead of the sticks, getting the job done on third down. You did not have that problem against this team that has, for the most of the season, been one of the best in the country at getting people off the field on third down.
Yeah, we're big on you get what you emphasize, whether it's a corporation, whether it's a football team, whatever it is, our offense specifically. We concentrated on getting to efficient third downs and getting the play calls we liked. So we spent a ton of time on that in the film room, on the practice field, and luckily it came to life for us when we needed it most.
You talk about everybody being beat up at this time of year. One of the players that I remember noticing late in that game was Jalen Brooks. Jalen is the type of guy that if he's on the field, you can't not notice him.
100%.
Because he's like a cannonball. He just flies around the field. Had a hit early in that game that just I know it got me and Sam excited in the booth. Yeah. I'm sure it had the similar effect on the sideline. But he was in and out of the medical tent late in that game. How is he doing today?
Yeah, we're still trying to see exactly where he's at. I obviously think that that's not coach speak. We still have to figure out exactly what he can and can't do. I think he's absolutely questionable. I'm not going to rule him out until maybe me and you talk on Friday or Saturday, give you a better heads up then. But he is all heart and soul. I mean, he, like you said, he is an absolute wrecking ball. He plays the game the right way, and he's a great kid to coach.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring up one other play. I spend my Sundays watching ESPN NFL Countdown and cutting up the radio recap and listening back to all these plays. The biggest pop I thought of the day, even though you end up winning by 2 touchdowns, you've got to win again and come from behind fashion. Late in that game, the throw from Jacob Clark to Connor Lair, and the absolute nuke job Connor Lair did on the poor defensive back that tried to come up and stop him, had everybody that was still there up out of their seats.
Well, there was a sense of poetic justice on that. I'm not going to say the young man's name, but we had recruited him, and he chose to go to UTEP, and he certainly paid the price this weekend.
That is, there is some poetic justice there in that one.
It was fantastic.
There aren't a lot of guys on that side of the ball normally that you look at and go, you don't want to be on the nose of that when it's coming towards you. But Connor is one of those offensive players that likes him some contact.
Oh, no question. He got our Strength and Unity coin this week just for his full body of work, and he is just like, I mean, you always say be the hammer, not the nail.
Yeah.
I've never seen him not be the hammer. I mean, he is as relentless as they get. I mean, just everything about the kid screams warrior.
Well, he has been that on and off the field for you for the last couple of years, and it's just I get excited every time I say the Bears are going to employ a fullback on this play. Here comes Connor Lair, because I'm just waiting to see what happens on that play. So get through practice this week, and then another flight out to Atlanta, and then on to Kennesaw, and then one more after that. Where'd the season go, Coach?
Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, just so fast. It's been a blast. I said it today. I've said it to my wife, my family multiple times. I've never been more invested in having more fun in my coaching career than I am right now. Yeah. It's because of the players.
It's been an amazing year and still going, and we will look forward to the matchup this weekend. Missouri State will take on the Owls of Kennesaw State. The Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff show will begin at 12:30. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. Listen to the broadcast throughout the Ozarks on KWTO 101.3 FM Real Country or on the Varsity Network app. Our thanks to Jaron Askren, to DJ Wesolak, and to the head coach of the Bears, Ryan Beard. Thank you, my friend.
Go Bears.
Go Bears indeed. This has been Inside the Den with Coach Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Inside the Den with Coach Beard has been brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. The Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are proud sponsors of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Price Cutter, keeping it local since 1967. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Missouri State Sports Network.